Hello, everybody. You are now listening to the Overflow Podcast with Jae and Joaquin.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Overflow Podcast. As always, I am your most humblest man you'll ever meet, Apostle Joaquin. And all the way down in Florida, sitting across from me on the video chat is ours, if I get it all right, if it's our bishop, pastor, reverendos, líder, sapo fino, and dollar store Mark Anthony. He went up. Inflation. We got Pastor Jae in the house drinking his kombucha. He's bougie now.
What up?
Went to Florida and continued the bouginess. What's up, my man?
Now it's bouginess in the sun with some fun.
Oh yeah, he's always sending pictures. Oh, I'm at the beach. Oh. And
Yo,
I'm like, that's okay. I'm in the back cave.
Dude from Nona called me today. We connect every Tuesday, right? Music stuff, life stuff, ministry stuff. We connect every Tuesday.
Right.
And he's telling me, it's cold. I'm like, yeah, it really is. It's cold for Florida this morning. I need to learn how to shut up about Florida. Yeah, it's cold for Florida this morning. It was like, Billy J, it's 26 degrees in Nashville right now. It's like, what's cold for Florida? 60?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hang up on you.
Yo,
This is it. Podcast is done.
This is why I said cold for Florida.
It doesn't matter. It was 27. It was 30 when I walked out this morning at 5.
Yesterday was 81. Today
You know
was
what?
50.
That's okay though. That's okay though. I'm gonna remember this when you like, hey, we're fleeing a hurricane. We're fleeing our first hurricane. Can we stay with you guys?
Oh. Shut up. Because I'm just going to show up at your door.
I'm going to have a sign, refugees not welcome.
You already know this. I'm going to show up at your door because you won't even be there. You'll be at work.
True.
You'll be at work watching the monitors and making sure that the people that Home Depot sends to Florida are doing.
That's right. I'm gonna tell Charlie. I'm gonna show her a picture of you guys. Be like, you bark at them, do not let them in.
You know my favorite niece. My favorite niece won't leave me outside.
She forgot about you already. But yeah, your favorite niece or whatever, one of your nieces, she had homecoming. No, she had prom last weekend.
Yeah, prom. How was that?
I guess it was fun.
So you were on the phone. You were waiting for her to come home.
Yeah. Well, she came home, right? And then the next day, I was like, yo. Because when I went to prom, of course, I'm a lot more holy than you were when you went to your prom. I mean, that's just. Oh well, you see, I mean, I'm better than you.
And then when's prom?
Like we had a get together after prom at a house. You know, the parents had like food and hung out, whatever. It was real wholesome. That's the word I was looking for, wholesome. So so I asked Mia the next day, Sunday. I'm like, yo, Mia, you guys didn't have like a little get together after prom that you wanted to go to? Yeah, because we did. And she was like, yeah, I knew you wouldn't let me go. I'm like, what? She goes, oh, would you let me go to my friend's house for an after prom party? I was like, were there going to be adults there? And she just laughed. I said, yeah, you're right. You aren't going to get to go. So, and she's like, see, I told you. I was like, besides, nothing good happens after midnight anyway.
Were there going to be adults there? Were the parents going to be there?
Yeah, she got giggly, right?
Like she knew you weren't going to let her go because of that. Not because you're so unfair and you'll never let her do anything. But because there weren't going to be any adults there, so.
Well, I mean, I don't want to let her do anything. It's a cold world out here. It's getting worse by the day.
You gotta teach her how to shoot.
See, I'm afraid of teaching them how to shoot. You know, come turn back on me. It's like, oh.
I'm talking to Fu down here about family ranges. They have ranges down here, outdoor ranges where you can take your whole family. Like for Seba, not Sonia.
But Seba's still too young though. Don't you have to be like?
No, not if I am with them and I'm licensed or permitted or whatever it is.
Because I know we took Mike's boy when he was younger. He couldn't shoot the guns, but he could shoot the rifles. He could shoot the rifle because you just put it on the table and.
Got one of those too.
So yeah, Seba's too young to shoot the handgun.
We'll find out.
Nah, he won't have the grip strength to.
No, but I think it's more about
to hold it,
like
or just to hang out, and see you shoot.
Well, no, like teaching gun safety. Teaching gun safety and all that, and then that too, just to come and hang out with the guys, right? With me and his uncle over there and see us shoot.
Yeah, we need to toughen that kid up anyway. I'm gonna start punching him in the stomach every time I see him.
No, he says, please.
Whap!
Please.
Oh!
So talking about the beach, because we were talking about the beach, right?
That's right. We're talking about the beach. What's up?
We got back from Georgia last week, right?
Right. Went to the beach because you sent us a picture, jerk.
Went to the beach, and it was like official first day at the beach. But let me tell you why we went to the beach. So we didn't go to the beach because it's Florida and it's hot, because the water's still cold.
Right.
Even though, as you saw in the pictures, there's a lot of people in the water.
Right.
It's so funny.
Tougher than you.
Magda in the water. She went in the water, like she just put her feet in. And she was like, oh, the water's great. I was like, okay, cool. I walked in. I was like, you son of a mother's goat. This water's freezing. She's like, oh, stop being a baby. The water's great. So that's your white privilege talking. You Europeans and your polar bear diving.
Yeah. That's her European privilege.
Yeah, for real. Anyway, we went because when we went up to Georgia, Bean was suffering from the pollen down here. Pollen started hitting here last month.
Right.
And it just got worse. And then we're up in Georgia. Even though he wasn't out a lot, the pollen still hit him hard. And so, you go to the beach. And I don't know what it is about the salt water and the salt in the air and the sand. But boy, when I tell you that kid and Magda too, just being there and that salty air and all that, when we got home, sinuses are clearing up. Everything's just getting poured out, right? So
right.
That was the real reason. The real reason for going to the beach. Like, yeah, kids, come on, let's go to the beach, sandcastles. But with our plan, because he was real bad. He wasn't sleeping. He couldn't really breathe. right? I don't know if you know this, but we taught the kids at an early age to use the sinus flush, like the Yeti pot,
Right.
the neti
Right.
pot. Well, not the
Neti
pot,
pot.
like the bottle, like the zero gravity bottle.
Yeah.
And they do it, no problem. Like Bean does it, he does it himself. We set it up, we make the whole thing, put it in the bathroom, and he'll go and he'll do it himself. Like, right, but like so they're already used to it. But after a while, that wasn't helping. So we went to the beach that night. No, not that day, because we went early because we had that meeting at night. And that day, everything is just flushing out. All of the mucus, all of the sinuses getting cleared up. So it's just like, oh, why are you going back to the beach? We're not. It's like, it's cold.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, buddy.
It's cold. We might go again if it starts bothering again. Like today, he sneezed a couple times. There was
time to go to the beach.
Today was the first day that he was able to go outside and play at school. Right, because of the pollen, it was messed up. Like his eczema would act up, his eyes would be all bright red and puffy. So today was the first day, so he sneezed a few times. So we might go again just to walk. No. This week is a super busy week for me.
Yo, have him go carnivore. That'll help him out. That's my response to everything now. Jay's lost. He's looking for.
Hell?
What's up?
I wanted to show off the T-shirt for Saturday, but
Oh, Jay don't know where it is. Wah, wah.
knowing my amazing wife, she probably took it to the room.
Jay lost it. Oh well.
I wanted to show it off.
That's right, because this Saturday you do one day.
Yeah. So let me explain what's going on. What my week looks like. So I think I finished. I'm gonna go over it again, but I finished the ebook download, the ebook that I'm offering as a download. So for all our loyal listeners and YouTube viewers, this Saturday, my denomination, Foursquare, is having a regional one day. What that is here in Florida, all of the pastors and church leaders of Foursquare churches are going to gather together this Saturday at a church like 15 minutes from me, for a day of just for a service, just for the pastors, where they're gonna cast a vision for the year, and then there's gonna be like the district leaders are coming, and then there's gonna be breakouts with different topics for the pastors and the leaders. So it's not just the lead pastors. It's also like youth pastors, worship, whatever. There's going to be topics for all these things, right? Breakouts. So our regional pastor offered me a breakout session. I think we talked about this before when I was saying no, I didn't want it. And then I felt like God was telling me, say yes to the things I give you. And so I said yes. So if you listen to the podcast, and I know you do, that's why I'm talking to you, you know that I've been on this thing about what is it? Restoring the call of the shepherd and destroying the stages and, rebuilding the pulpits. So on Saturday, I have a breakout that I'm doing that is basically, if you can see, no, I did. It's still, come on, look over here. Anyway, that's a little lamb, because Mary had a little lamb.
It's because you got the blur in the background.
Yeah, but it's in the front. I should be blurred.
No.
There you go.
It's not. No. Pull it back a little bit. Just take there we go.
So it's the book I designed with just the teaching points. It's not my entire thing. So only some things are going to match from my notes to that. So I took the teaching points and a breakdown of Psalm 23. And I made a little ebook so that any pastor that is interested get into the QR code and why did I put it away? And are able to
download it
for free. Right? And I'm saying I think I'm done because I've been thinking about maybe reformatting it to add some like lines for notes, right? If they want to print it out, lines for notes, but they might not print it out. So that's why I'm still thinking about it. But to go along with it,
I would just leave it, man. It looks good. I would just leave it.
I designed this T-shirt to go with it, with the logo that I created. For the talk and the book. There it is. Yo, you know what? You know what the logo? You know what this image just reminded me of?
What?
A can of Guinness.
Now I see it.
It just hit me now that we were able to unsee it.
So we know what Jay was inspired by.
So that's the front. And then this is the back. The back is just the legacy word logo with our part of our vision statement, which is for the renewal of all things. Our vision statement is live a legacy of Jesus. To live a legacy of Jesus for the renewal of all things.
Word.
So, and then specifically the renewal of St. Pete. But there you go. There's a.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So this is my week. This is what my week looks like. Besides outreach today, and that I had to leave early, but I had a meeting yesterday. I had a meeting this afternoon that I told you about.
Right. Yeah, meeting tomorrow.
Right, and then outreach tonight, and then the podcast, and then tomorrow, finally getting a haircut. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday.
Well, why don't you get all of them cut?
No, finally getting a haircut tomorrow. I got to do it tomorrow because Thursday and Friday I'm busy for setup. And then a meeting tomorrow night, and then setting up the church and the rooms for the one day on Saturday. On Thursday, and then another meeting Thursday night.
Nice.
And then Friday during the day I'm good, but Friday is normally my busiest night because Friday is Bible study for kids.
Oh,
What happened?
Was it Fiesta night or was that last?
Yeah. So that's the end of the night. So Friday Bible study with the kids, right? Right after school. So because it's the weekend, so they don't have to do their homework right after school. So Bible study with the kids, and then we still do movie nights, but we just do it earlier now because they're in bed by 7:30 now, because they say 8 o'clock is too late and they still wake up tired. Oh, okay, 7:30. So,
sidebar, that's when I had to be in bed when I was their age, and it was tough, especially in the summer, right? Because you're laying in bed and it's still bright outside and you still hear people outside running around.
Imagine living in Florida, right? When not only is the sun still out, but the neighbors' kids, right? Because the window, their room is facing the neighbor's house. So the neighbors' kids are out there playing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I would hear our neighbor kids, the kids in my neighborhood. I could hear them, but you're laying like this. The lights just shining through it. I'm not asleep.
Bean does that all the time. Oh, but I want to play. I'm not sleepy. All right, I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, and
that's
8 o'clock, we have our fiesta night, and people come, and we do Bible study. And then a friend of mine in Georgia, check this out.
Jay disappeared. He's blurry.
I'm back again. Y'all need Jesus. Friend of mine in Georgia, he created these discipleship books.
Oh, okay.
Called Formed. Embracing the ways of Jesus, becoming a resilient disciple, partnering with God for the renewal of all things. A workbook.
Nice.
So he gave me like 15 copies.
That's what's up.
We were in Georgia the last time. He gave me like 15 copies. And we're gonna start this Friday.
That's what's up. And
then Saturday, I'm not done with my week. Saturday's the one day, right? So that's all day. That's from 9 to 3:30. And the other pastor from Tallahassee is gonna come here. We're gonna have breakfast and then we're gonna go. And then the pastor from the Presbyterian Church is gonna come here, join us for breakfast, and then we're gonna go.
There you go.
Right? So the funny thing about the one day is that all of the breakouts are being done by district leaders, except for two. One is being done by me, and the other one by the other pastor that was in the same cohort as I. So we're the only non-district leaders,
right,
giving breakouts. And then Sunday, I'm preaching.
That's right.
For Palm Sunday, I showed the other pastor my artwork for Sunday. I said, hey, let me know what you think about this. Oh, this is amazing. This is great. Not too strong for the congregation. You know, they're getting used to me. It's like, nope, this is amazing. Love it. Send it. I was like, yeah. And then Sunday I'm preaching. And then the funny thing is that some people from the district, since they're gonna be here, will be at my church Sunday morning.
Nice.
Right. So that's my week. Thursday's meeting, I had to squeeze it in because it's important.
Right.
I had to squeeze it in because I was like, nope, I don't have time. And it's all right, fine. But it has to be like on time, start on time, and finish on time. Because I ain't got no time.
Right. No, man, it's dope. Because not, I'm gonna spill it a little bit, just a little bit, but Legacy is moving forward and some great stuff is happening.
Did I send you the picture?
No, you did not. Legacy's moving forward. Some great stuff is happening that I can't wait till we can kind of actually reveal it. You know what I'm saying? Like we can actually like spill the beans or spill the habichuelas, as it were.
Gandule.
But los gandules, I mean, I'm not a big gandules fan, so
Gandule, papi, los gandules.
Acá, pero me gusta la habichuela. But yeah, man, there's some great stuff. Yo, there's some, I think I'm more hyped than Jay with the stuff that's coming down the pipe, with the church and just the huge blessing.
I don't think you are.
I think I am. I think I'm more excited than you. You don't even know.
I don't think you are. Yo, I went to church today. You know what? I can tell them. I don't,
but go ahead.
Yeah, I know, but I can tell them. So, everyone knows that we moved down from Atlanta to St. Pete to plant a church, right? To build a church. If not, Joaquin and I would be in the same room, and the dynamic of this podcast would be, as you all remember and love. But it's not, because the Lord sent us down here, and we came in obedience. And let me let you know something. We heard of St. Pete before, but we've never been, visited. Well, right? We know nobody here, right? But God said it, so we did it. And we started doing things to start the church plant. We started having our worship nights here in the house, 20, 25 people. And then we paused. Right? We took a time out. We slowed things down for a bit because the pressures of moving my family and I to a new city in a new town and we don't know anybody, then new rhythms,
Right.
new all these things, right? The kids were in school for the first time, working from home, me trying to find, like, it was a lot of pressure on us, as you know, on our marriage and on the kids. So we prayed, talked to each other, and we thought the best use of our first year here, you know, a little wisdom, was to slow down and get acclimated to all the newness that was happening in our lives. So after the slowdown, and we were good, wifey and I were in a good place again. We met this pastor of this aging church. Aging meaning that the congregation were all elderly. And this pastor,
the congregation, they all get the senior citizen discount. Okay, that's what we say.
They're all on AARP. They all have dinner at 4:00.
They got old privilege.
And they hired this transitional pastor whose job was to find a way to revitalize the church and breathe new life into the church. And we started talking. We became friends, he and I. But he told me about it, and I came to Georgia to find out and to seek wisdom. But by the time I got back to Florida, he had offered the church to two people. One was a worship singer, and the other one was this Methodist pastor. Things were going along. He invited me into meetings with them to talk about everything and to hear their pitching.
Right.
I never pitched.
Right now, originally Andy or the pastor said was like, "Hey, you guys can use the facility."
Right. Yeah.
To meet.
I didn't get there yet. Right. So during all this time, he gave me a key to the facilities, and he told me, you know, we want to support you. We want to help your church plant. So, like, here's the key to the building. You can use the facilities, the entire facilities, right? For as long as you need, for whatever you need. So, like, that's what we were doing. We're having our worship nights in there, sanctuary, a giant fellowship hall, all these things. And then also he invited me to preach monthly at the church, right? So I'm preaching once a month to this congregation. Then he invites me to go up and lead communion with him. So I'm leading communion with him, with this congregation. And then a couple of months ago, he tells me that he spoke with the leaders of the church, and they made a vote to forego the Methodist church that they were thinking about, and to see what they can do about us joining them and them becoming a part of our church plant and revitalize the church and breathe new life. And that's where we are. So right now, as God would have it, right? Because this isn't something that we thought about. This was never in the plans.
Right.
I wanted to share all of my church planting plans and my launch calendar and all that. Not one page was about, and I'm gonna tell you something. Included joining an aging church, and basically planting out of, you know, the fresh soil, or the what is it? Oh, that fresh soil, or whatever. You know, planting out of the legacy, you know, for lack of a better word, of this church that has been in the city for years and is recognized and known by the city for all of the ministries and the things they do for the community, for the homeless, for the hungry, for the hurting, things that align with who we are as a community. And so it looks like when we launch, and I'm sharing this not to flex, I'm sharing this so that you all that listen and watch can join us in praying that this transition goes smoothly, right? That God is sovereign no matter what. So no matter what happens, it's through his allowance, and not mine, not theirs, right? And we will be obedient to whatever God allows. But if this is God's will, that the transition happens smoothly, because it seems that once it does, then we'll be launching with our people and the elderly people that we have come to know and love
Right.
and them us, and have a building, have facilities, have a property where we can just fill up and just build this church.
And yeah, because that's the thing. Like it's gonna have, right, because we all know how, things like this, right? It's gonna have, it's gonna have its hiccups. It's gonna have its bumps, because that's just the nature of how things tend to work, especially when you're trying to grab, you're trying to take the old and merge it with, with the new.
Yeah, there's always going to be a tension, right?
But it was so exciting. I was like, is that, and I've told Jay, like, I grew up, we both grew up in the church, and I grew up, Baptist always, missionaries, missions, big thing. And, the idea of finding a church, getting to know them, and then them willing to say, hey, we are willing to join and come in under your leadership as a church plant, is very rare, right? It's like unicorn rare kind of a thing,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Well,
and so it really is God blessing, because it's not. And me and Jay always joke about how, like, it's one of the things that, it's like how Spanish churches have a reputation for, people getting angry, then they split, and then somebody's like, well, God called me to start a new church. And it's like, did he call you to start a new church, or you got mad at the other guy, so I'm gonna start this church and run it how I think it should be run, right? I mean, it's about me, how I think it should be run. Or you do have, because I've seen this, right, where I've experienced this, where you have people come to the church, become part of the church, but then their whole underlying motivation is to take over the church.
Thanks for listening. Remember to go to theoverflowpodcast.com to subscribe to the podcast on all streaming platforms and catch up on all the links of the week. And don't forget to follow our playlist on Spotify.